Brainly Beyond introduce you to 16 phrases that are never said by intelligent people. Words have a lot of power and can't be taken back once they've been spoken. They can also be used to define our personalities, values, and principles. Verbal blunders happen from time to time because we say things without thinking about the implications. Understanding these ramifications necessitates social awareness, or the ability to recognize and respond to others. Pick up on other people's feelings and experiences. As a result, intelligent individuals use words sparingly and carefully select the words and phrases they use that best depict their message in order to elicit the desired response. Some words should never be spoken in public or around specific persons. You have no idea how they'll be received. Even when the statements are genuine, these sentences have the power to make you appear bad. By avoiding these, you will immediately improve your communication abilities. We appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you're new to our site, or if you've been viewing our videos but haven't commented yet, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Now, let's get back to the video. Number 1. It isn't right. Well, life isn't always fair. However, expressing it's not fair implies that you believe life should be fair. This makes you appear inexperienced and naive. Perhaps what occurred was not equitable. In fact, it may have been a grave injustice. It's important to remember that those around us are frequently oblivious of the event. Even if they are aware of the situation, declaring it's not fair has no effect. There is nothing that can be done to solve the problem. Focus your attention and energies on addressing the problem, no matter how challenging it may be. You'll feel better about yourself, keep your dignity, and you might even be able to solve the problem. Number 2. I've warned you. This sentence is brimming with arrogance and arrogance. Such comments should never be spoken by an intelligent, mature adult. You might have forewarned someone about the implications of their actions. Whatever it is, they may have seen it coming. Perhaps they are past the stage of helpful criticism. Find a nonviolent strategy to engage with someone who has made a poor decision. Perhaps they require assistance that you are unable to supply. Consider your choices before acting or speaking. Number 3. You never. Nobody does anything all of the time. You shouldn't try to describe people as one-dimensional since they don't view themselves that way. As a result, people become defensive and closed off to your message when you use these terms, which is a poor thing, because you're likely to utilize these terms while you're discussing something essential. Rather, simply point out what the other person did that caused you to have a problem. Keep your focus on the facts. If the conduct is too frequent, you can always say, "It appears that you do. You do this regularly enough for me to notice," or "You do this frequently enough for me to notice." Number 4. This is how we've always done it. Who says that in today's fast-paced world? What a stupid thing to say. Technology-driven change is moving at such a breakneck pace that even a 3-month-old process could be obsolete in a matter of weeks. Saying this is how it's always been done not only makes you appear lazy, but it also makes you appear inept. The fact that you're used to one method doesn't mean it's the only one in the world to do the task. A different approach could result in a far better result. Number 5. There isn't a problem. When someone asks you to do something or expresses gratitude for something you've done, and you say you're hinting that his or her request should have been an issue by saying, "No problem." This gives the impression that someone has forced their opinion or request on you. Replace that sentence with something more appropriate, such as, "It was my pleasure," or "I'll see what I can do. I'd be delighted to take care of that." It's a minor distinction in linguistic structure, yet it has a significant impact on the recipient. It's well beyond your wildest dreams. Number 6. Do as you please. It's up to you. For example, "I don't give a damn," or "Do whatever you want." Encourage others not to talk. You truly want to know what someone wants when you ask for their input. It's fine to say, "I'm not sure," but you might add, "Have you thought about it?" if you genuinely aren't sure. Have you considered this possibility? Or provide feedback without taking sides. Number 7. It'll only take a minute to do this. In reality, it usually takes longer than 5 minutes. So why utilize unpredictability? Is it possible to use words to fool people? Saying something merely takes a minute belittles your abilities and gives the idea that you are inept. Do better, because this expression indicates that they will only succeed if they are lucky. Remember that luck is the result of preparedness meeting opportunity, not something that happens by chance, purely by happenstance. Instead, say something like, "I know you've got what it takes," or "You've got this." This is preferable to wishing someone luck because it implies that they possess the necessary abilities. It gives you a great boost of confidence when you achieve Number 9 is this or she's that. If you have nothing positive to say about someone, don't say anything at all. It's not pleasant to criticize someone, even if they are to blame. If your remark is correct, no one needs to be reminded of it. Thus, there's no need to emphasize it. You'll only come off as a jerk as a result of this. Number 10 statements with age and gender bias. You look fantastic for your age, for example. Or, you've done a lot for a woman. Age and gender biases still exist, as we all know. The individual you're conversing with is probably well aware of such biases and is insulted by them. By bringing them up, there's no need for qualifying. Simply express your admiration for the individual. Number 11. This could be a ridiculous idea when you use passive statements like I believe, or this might be a silly notion. You suddenly sound more knowledgeable. Your credibility is shattered. Anything that comes following these phrases may not get the same amount of attention. Intelligent people speak with confidence and do not publicly criticize their opinions. No one else will believe you if you aren't confident in what you're saying. If you are unsure of the answer to a question, simply say, I don't know. I don't have that information at the moment, but I'll look into it and get back to you. Number 12. I'll give it a try, like the term think, has a tentative quality to it, as if you don't know what you're doing. Self-assurance in your capacity to do the task, take full responsibility for your ability. If you're asked to do anything, either agree to do it or provide another option. But don't say you'll try because it would come out as though you're doubtful. I will do my best, you could say instead. It's not my fault. Number 13. It's never a good idea to place blame on others. Whose fault is it if it isn't yours? Someone needs to take charge and be accountable. Accept responsibility for your part, no matter how minor it was. People begin to perceive you as someone who lacks accountability the moment you start pointing fingers. Number 14. As a result of his or her conduct, with all due respect, stop for a moment before you say this phrase. Are the words about to come out of your mouth actually impacted by a measure of courtesy to the recipient? Continue if you can honestly respond yes. Simply put, how you frame your words, your body language, and your voice intonation are all important. Will soon reveal whether or not due respect is being shown. If, on the other hand, this phrase is stated in autopilot mode in an attempt to avoid thinking about it, it's advisable to avoid engaging in a topic that has nothing to do with respect. Number 15. I can't. If this phrase appears in your vocabulary, please replace it with the affirmative I can. People dislike hearing I can't because they mistakenly believe it signifies I won't. Saying I can't implies that you are unwilling to put in the effort required to achieve your goal. If you can't do anything because you don't have the appropriate skills, you should get help. To provide a different option, instead of stating what you are unable to do, state what you are capable of. Instead of stating, I won't be able to stay late tonight, add I can come in. Say, I don't know how to run those figures, instead of I can't run those numbers. Sort of investigation, is there anyone who can show me how to do it so that I can do it myself the next time? Number 16. As I have stated, this phrase makes it sound as though you're being insulted by the fact that you have to repeat yourself, which it isn't. It's difficult for the recipient, who is really interested in your point of view. If you're insulted because you have to repeat yourself, it's a sign that you're either insecure or a liar. You believe you are superior than others, or both. However, only a small percentage of people who use this term truly believe it. When you repeat it again, consider what you can do to make it clearer and more concise. In an intriguing manner, they'll remember what you said this way. The basic truth is that bright people are very aware of their surroundings. Social awareness aids active listening, which is an indication of good emotional intelligence. Avoid embarrassing situations if something is spoken incorrectly and is misunderstood. Saying the right words and phrases will allow you to get rid of the problem. Remove all negative words from your lexicon, and your confidence will soar. Just pause for a few moments before speaking to make sure you're mindful of what you're saying, as well as to whom. It will assist you in developing stronger relationships and get a more positive response while dealing with others, with the help of others. So think wisely and speak wisely. As always, we'd want to hear your thoughts. So tell us in the comments section below. Do you agree with the items on this list? Is there anything else you'd like to mention? Please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends if you enjoyed it, so I can continue to make them. Hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Also, make sure to take a look at our other videos. Thanks for taking the time to watch.